Did you know that right in your familiar kitchen, some drinks may seem harmless, but can silently increase your risk of cancer, especially after the age of 60? At this stage of life, our bodies no longer have the same strong resistance as in our youth. The immune system begins to decline, the ability to eliminate toxins weakens, and everything we consume daily, from food to beverages, starts to have a much greater impact than before. Unfortunately, some drinks that have become an inseparable part of many people's daily routines, like a morning cup of coffee with milk, a boxed fruit juice, or a sweetened tea in the afternoon, are now being flagged by health experts for their long-term health risks. Moreover, certain common combinations of food and drink that seem harmless at first glance may create an ideal environment for cancer cells to grow quietly over time. This video will take a closer look at 4 common types of beverages and the eating and drinking habits that often accompany them. Habits that older adults should seriously consider eliminating. These are not baseless rumors or fleeting internet trends. The information you're about to hear comes from the latest medical research, trustworthy nutritional reports, and real-life insights from experienced doctors and health professionals. However, the most important thing is this: our goal is not to alarm you or make you live in fear. On the contrary, this video is here to empower you with accurate, clear knowledge so that you can take charge of your health and protect the well-being of your loved ones. Sometimes, just a few small changes in your daily diet can make a significant difference, boosting your energy, strengthening your immune system, and even contributing to a longer, healthier life. So stay with us until the end of the video, because a single well-timed change today could help you avoid regrets that many others only recognize when it's too late. 1. Sugary soft drinks, the sweet culprit behind cancer risk. Few would suspect that one of the most popular beverages, especially during social gatherings, quick meals, or simply to quench thirst, could also be one of the silent offenders harming the health of older adults: sugary soft drinks. Just a single can of soda, which may seem harmless at first glance, actually contains 7 to 10 teaspoons of refined sugar, far exceeding the daily recommended intake for older individuals. After the age of 60, the body processes sugar more slowly. Insulin sensitivity decreases, and the metabolism begins to slow down. Consuming such a high amount of sugar all at once causes blood glucose levels to spike, triggering chronic low-grade inflammation, metabolic imbalance, and, over time, cellular damage. The perfect conditions for cancer to develop silently within the body. This sweet delight may feel refreshing at the moment, but its long-term impact can be far more bitter than most people realize. In particular, recent studies have revealed a clear link between regular consumption of sugary soft drinks and an increased risk of developing cancers of the pancreas, liver, and colon, types of cancer that are notoriously difficult to detect early and tend to progress silently within the body. But the danger doesn't stop at high sugar content. Many soft drinks also contain artificial caramel coloring, which has been found to include compounds like 4-methylamidazole, 4-MEI, a substance listed as a possible human carcinogen. Moreover, the high acidity of these beverages can erode the stomach's protective lining over time, making it more vulnerable to conditions like gastritis, ulcers, and acid reflux, especially in older adults whose digestive systems are naturally more sensitive and less resilient. The good news? The solution is simple. Swap out sugary sodas for healthier alternatives, such as filtered water with fresh lemon slices, unsweetened herbal teas, or natural fruit juices in moderation. These refreshing choices keep you hydrated and help detoxify the body, support digestion, and promote long-term health and vitality. 2. Overly hot tea or coffee. A morning comfort or a silent threat to the esophagus. For many older adults, few things feel more comforting than starting the day with tea or coffee. The warmth, aroma, and ritual often bring a sense of calm, alertness, and even a touch of nostalgia. However, while the emotional benefits are undeniable, the high temperature of these beverages has increasingly become a concern among health professionals, especially regarding esophageal health in aging individuals. Many people habitually drink their tea or coffee immediately after it's poured, while it's still piping hot, believing that's the proper way to enjoy its full flavor. However, recent research has shown that regularly consuming drinks hotter than 130 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 54 to 60 degrees Celsius, can cause repeated thermal injury to the lining of the esophagus. This inner lining is a delicate tissue designed to protect the upper digestive tract, but it can become chronically inflamed when exposed to frequent high heat. Over time, these seemingly minor injuries may trigger abnormal cellular changes, raising the risk of esophageal cancer, a form of cancer that is notoriously hard to detect early and often overlooked until it's in an advanced stage. In older adults, the esophageal lining naturally becomes thinner and more sensitive with age, and its ability to heal from damage slows down significantly compared to younger years. That means a seemingly harmless habit, like sipping on a freshly poured steaming hot cup of coffee or tea, can, over the years, quietly contribute to the accumulation of thermal damage, gradually creating conditions that may lead to the development of malignant cells. But the risks aren't limited to the esophagus alone. Drinking beverages that are too hot can also irritate the throat, dry out the mouth, and aggravate symptoms in individuals with acid reflux or GERD, making them feel discomfort that may linger for hours. The solution is simple, yet powerful. Wait about 5 minutes after pouring a hot beverage before taking your first sip, or use an insulated thermal cup that keeps your drink warm without the need to consume it while it's still scalding. This small adjustment won't remove the aroma or flavor you enjoy, but it can significantly reduce the risk of tissue damage and protect your throat and esophagus in the long run. 3. Artificially sweetened drinks. Sugar-free, but far from harmless. In recent years, sugar-free beverages such as diet sodas, zero-calorie iced teas, and coffee sweetened with artificial sweeteners have become increasingly popular, especially among those aiming to lose weight, control blood sugar, or adopt a healthier lifestyle. For older adults, who often face growing concerns about diabetes or obesity, these drinks are often seen as a safer alternative to sugary beverages. However, behind the 0 calories and no sugar added labels lie hidden risks that deserve serious attention. Research has shown that artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are far from being simple sugar substitutes. These compounds can disrupt the gut microbiome, a complex system of trillions of beneficial bacteria that play a critical role in digestion, immune regulation, inflammation control, and the body's natural detoxification processes. When consumed regularly, especially by older individuals with weakened digestive systems, these artificial sweeteners may throw off the delicate balance of gut bacteria. This disruption can lead to low-grade chronic inflammation, reduced insulin sensitivity, and metabolic imbalance. Over time, such conditions may not only worsen the risk of weight gain and type 2 diabetes, but also create an internal environment that supports the quiet growth of cancer cells. What appears to be a healthy switch on the surface can become a long-term health liability, if not cautiously approached. Some studies are currently exploring the long-term effects of artificial sweetener consumption and its possible links to bladder cancer, breast cancer, and even certain neurological disorders. While definitive conclusions are still being researched, health experts increasingly advise older adults to minimize their intake of products containing artificial sweeteners, especially those consumed daily, rather than reaching for diet beverages loaded with synthetic sweeteners. Choosing healthier, more natural alternatives is wiser. Try infused water with fresh herbs or slices of fruit, unsweetened herbal teas, or, if sweetness is desired, opt for a small amount of raw honey or natural stevia. These options are gentler on the digestive system, more microbiome friendly, and offer safer, long-term benefits for overall health and well-being. Number 4. Alcohol and processed meats, a flavorful duo with hidden risks for older adults. For many seniors, especially after a long day or leisurely weekend, enjoying a glass of red wine or a cold beer alongside slices of sausage, ham, or smoky bacon feels like one of life's simple pleasures. It's more than just a meal, a moment of indulgence, a familiar ritual that brings comfort and a sense of reward. However, what few people realize is that this well-loved pairing is increasingly being flagged by health experts as a high-risk combination, especially for those over the age of 60. The issue doesn't lie entirely with alcohol or processed meats on their own, but rather in the synergistic effect they create when consumed together. According to medical studies, this combination can produce harmful compounds within the digestive system, significantly raising the risk of cancer in vulnerable organs, such as the colon, stomach, and esophagus. As we age, our digestive and detoxification systems naturally weaken. That makes the impact of dietary choices more profound, and in the case of alcohol and processed meat, potentially dangerous if consumed frequently. The underlying danger of this popular combination lies in two key factors. First, processed meats such as sausages, cured ham, salami, and bacon typically contain nitrates and nitrites, additives that preserve color and enhance flavor. When these substances enter the body, the acidic environment of the stomach can convert them into nitrosamines, compounds that have been conclusively linked to cancer in humans. Second, alcohol, whether in the form of wine or beer, can seriously compromise liver function, which is essential for detoxification. Alcohol also increases the permeability of the digestive lining, making it easier for harmful substances to pass through and reach the cells. At the same time, alcohol impairs the body's natural ability to repair internal damage, meaning that minor injuries, when repeated over time, may eventually become the foundation for chronic diseases, including cancer. It's important to remember that after the age of 60, the liver and digestive system naturally become less efficient. The body takes longer to process alcohol, allowing acetaldehyde, a toxic byproduct of alcohol metabolism, to remain in the system longer. When this compound interacts with nitrosamines from processed meats, the potential for cellular damage and cancer development increases significantly. The World Health Organization, WHO, has officially classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, the same category as tobacco and asbestos, indicating clear evidence of cancer-causing potential in humans. That said, older adults don't need to completely give up alcohol or their favorite foods. The key is moderation and mindfulness. It's best to avoid consuming alcohol at the same time as processed meats. Instead, choose fresh, minimally processed foods rich in antioxidants, such as fatty fish, leafy greens, legumes, and whole grains. These help reduce inflammation, support detoxification, and allow you to maintain a vibrant, balanced lifestyle as you age, enjoying the pleasures of life while protecting your long-term health. What you've just watched isn't simply a list of drinks to avoid. It's a meaningful reminder. Your body is changing, and with that change comes the need for deeper awareness, conscious adaptation, and more intentional care than ever before. After age 60, many habits that once felt harmless or even comforting may no longer serve your well-being in the same way. A cold can of soda, a steaming hot cup of tea, or a glass of red wine with dinner, small pleasures of everyday life, can slowly become silent threats to your health if not approached mindfully. So, which of these revelations surprised you the most? Was it the fact that diet sodas can disrupt your gut microbiome, even though they contain no sugar? Or the idea that drinking tea too hot each morning could gradually inflame your esophagus? Perhaps it was learning that the familiar pairing of alcohol and processed meats, often enjoyed without a second thought, might increase your risk of colorectal cancer. No matter which detail struck you most, consider this a turning point, an opportunity to begin a new chapter in how you care for your body, one that better aligns with the needs of your current stage of life. We can't rewind time, but we can reshape our future, starting with small, consistent choices today. And remember, this journey isn't about guilt or regret over past habits. Your body doesn't need punishment. It needs your attention, compassion, and willingness to change. Even the smallest adjustments, waiting a few minutes before sipping that hot tea, replacing a sugary drink with lemon water, or choosing fresh foods over processed, can set a powerful ripple effect toward a longer, healthier, more vibrant life in motion. You might not realize that something as simple as waiting a few minutes for your tea to cool, or choosing water over carbonated soda, can have a powerful, long-lasting impact on your health. Yet these small, seemingly insignificant changes, when practiced consistently, can help reduce inflammation, improve digestion, strengthen your immune system, and lower your risk of chronic illnesses like cancer. Old habits do not bind you. You are not powerless in the face of disease. You always have the right and the ability to choose differently. And sometimes, those small, quiet decisions become the first step toward a healthier, more empowered, and more peaceful life in your later years. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We believe that every small piece of knowledge and every thoughtful insight you gain can plant the seeds for a stronger, more vibrant future. If something in this video made you reflect, whether it's a new fact, a habit you're now considering changing, or simply a fresh sense of motivation to take better care of yourself, we invite you to share it in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to begin their journey too. We'd love to hear from you. What did you learn from this video, and how do you plan to apply it daily? Every comment you share means much to us, not just as feedback, but as encouragement that helps us continue creating meaningful content for the community. If you found today's information helpful, don't forget to hit the like button to support our channel and share this video with your loved ones, because this might be exactly the kind of knowledge someone out there is looking for. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming videos on health, nutrition, and mindful living, specially curated for you and those entering this important chapter of life. Once again, thank you for spending your time with us. We wish you continued health, peace, and abundant positive energy. See you in the next video.